So this morning I was getting my 3-year-old cleaned up from his beautiful pen explosion. He was in the shower covered in blue, like a little Smurf covering the shower in blue. He's kind of adorable, so it's okay. And I got a phone call from a neighbor who said that there was a lot of police activity on our street and that we needed to stay inside because they were doing an investigation into a homicide just up the road. Like, not cool. And so when I talk about connecting with nature even in the city, I get it, you know, because we live in the city too, and as Waldorf homeschoolers and as just people who appreciate the beautiful world that we live in, you know, we want to give our kids plenty of opportunity to connect with the beautiful world around them. And so anyway, but we were getting ready to go for a walk after I cleaned up my toddler, and we were like, I think we'll stay in today, you know. And so I was thinking about 5 ways that we can connect easily with nature in our cities, and sometimes that means even right here in our homes. So the first one is houseplants. We have like a million houseplants. We love them so much, and we regrow new houseplants from our old houseplants and everything because they're awesome air purifiers. They're great for connecting and grounding, and they're beautiful, and they I don't know, they just bring an air of peace and serenity to our lives, and liveliness as well. You know, in the winter it's a beautiful thing to be able to have that lovely piece of green in your home where you go, it continues to thrive and it will return, you know, it's a good thing. So the other one is to eat nature. It's all over the place, you know, so whether it's something that you bought from the grocery store, you know, maybe you bought it locally, that could be cool, where you can discuss what kind of things grow in your area, stuff like that, or just make sure that your children are aware of where it comes from. A really popular Waldorf sort of blessing song is blessings on the blossom, blessings on the fruit, blessings on the leaf and stem, blessings on the root. And it's just a reminder of you know, that all of the different parts of the plant are there instead of just the one little piece. So we've got like our baby spinach leaf, but there's a lot more to that. What's the story behind it? And even turning it into a story and discussing it has been a great way to introduce it gently in science and things like that to our younger children. So that's another way, is just to eat nature, know where it comes from, grow it yourselves. You can regrow scraps so easy, it's way fun. You can do, we've got like this big ginger plant and a turmeric plant, and these are all from pieces that we had. It's best to buy organic because then you don't have to like restrictions on what you can and can't do with it so much. Like conventional produce, if it's been genetically modified, actually has, or if it's had like some of the herbicides, gotta let my dog in, herbicides or pesticides and things on it that are patented, then you're not really supposed to regrow those. But we do it with, we've done it with whole entire heads of like living lettuce. That's really fun. Butter lettuce, things like that, that's cool. And we've done it with celery, and we've done it with ginger and turmeric, and we've done it with, oh wow, a humongous pineapple plant we have. That thing is like taking over our living room. And we've done it with, see, celery with onion tops. Like you can do the green part and then just, you know, cut it and use the bits of onion and stuff. I've got my blue still from my adorable boy. And anyway, so that's another thing that you can do. It's really fun. You know, just look it up online. It's easy. Maybe I'll show you sometime. It's really fun to do. The other thing that came to mind was pets. Oh yeah, I just let our dog in. This is Ember. Hello, you big beast. What's up? Come here. There's your pretty face. You're so good. Yes, you are. That's Ember, and she's awesome. And we also have a smaller dog. We have 2 chickens in the back. If you can do that in your area, that's awesome. It's great. We are actually allergic to eggs, so, well, one of our kids is, so we don't really use their eggs very much, but we can give them away. And that's another way to connect with the community, which is nice. We have some little fish in a pond in the back, and we've got some fish in a tank downstairs. Those are things that you can have almost anywhere. You could have like an ant farm. We've bought ladybugs from the local nursery before. Whoa, I did like this craft science thing for a bunch of the kids that we know, you know, in our homeschool group. It was so much fun. And for one of the things we did, I bought like 3,000, I may have been overkill, 3,000. We released them, and it was like they're all over the place, and they're crawling down. It was a disaster. They're crawling down the kids' shirts and getting into their trousers and in their hair and just everywhere. And these sweet kids are looking at me like, we're staying very calm now, but I'm not sure about this, you know. And they did a really good job. They were awesome, and we got all the ladybugs off them, and it wasn't like, you know, thankfully they were very cool, calm kids, but they were also like, ladybugs. We've released butterflies before. That was incredible. We did that with them too. It was so much fun because we had one butterfly left that that had just emerged from its chrysalis like the day before, so it was still kind of slow, and so each of the children got to hold this beautiful butterfly in their hand, and that was just from a butterfly garden kit that we had purchased. I mean, there's so many ways that you can connect with nature right here in your home. And the other way is just to appreciate your area, because there are, you know, treasures in the cracks in the road all over the place. We get purslane that actually grows in the cracks of our road, and it is it's amazing. I don't eat it from there, we eat it from our garden, but we can eat purslane, and that's wonderful. It's beautiful. It's kind of lemony in the morning and a little more mild in the evening, and it's like, it's a superfood, and it's a weed that everybody's pulling out and, you know, cursing for killing their grass. Amaranth is another weed that grows around here. Common mallow with its delicious little mallow cheeses grows around here. There's lots of stuff. Hey, Green. Hello. We grow sage and mint and all kinds of stuff that you can have. What do we like to eat from weeds and stuff?
Dandelions.
Dandelions. How about
violets?
Violets. Yeah, we make violet honey every year. And how about mullein? Yeah, that was my next bite. You're good.
I'm allergic to it.
I'm not allergic to it. You have to be a little careful when you pick mullein because it's got these sharp little bristles, and it can irritate your skin, and it got me one year because I was a little too enthusiastic in helping pick it. Let's think. There's lots. Oh, what's the goosefoot one? Anyway, it tastes like spinach, and it's beautiful, and it's awesome. And there's anyway, there's
cucumber one.
Oh, borage is one that we grow, but that comes back each year. It's really nice. Well, I mean, it reseeds pretty easily. Borage is amazing because we can't have cucumber, but the little flowers taste like cucumbers. So my kids are like, when?
Except for me.
Except for Autumn.
I don't like cucumbers.
Who doesn't like cucumbers? That's okay.
I don't.
It's cool. Different strokes for different folks. Just make sure you actually know what you're picking, because like there is a dandelion look-alike. I have a friend who picked hawkweed instead, and she got really sick off of it. So that's not fun. So appreciate your area, even in the city. Just weeds growing all over the place or whatever, you know. We know that we can always count on beautiful black-eyed Susans in the late summer months, and we can count on violets in the grass, and, you know, just all kinds of things. You know, go to local pond or park. There are places that you can go. There are things that you can do even in your area that are going to be awesome. Maybe a botanical garden. We've been to our botanical garden a couple of times. There's lots of cool stuff. And the last thing that I have is meditate. After you appreciate, but you're also going to meditate. And I'll see you in a little bit. Thanks, kiddo. Love you. No. They woke up with this bee in their bonnet about making popcorn balls. We had brownies last night for family home evening, and too much sugar does not go well for my children. So, but meditate, connect to that sort of energetic grid of nature. It's one of the things that we did today. Instead of going out on a walk, instead of doing that, we just took some quiet yoga time, and we were able to just sort of connect in that way to different things, to that stillness that's available to us. Grounding, feeling that energy beneath your feet, all those good things, and expecting it to come your way. You know, pray about it, ask for help, and it'll come. It will absolutely come. And one of the coolest things ever, it will come to you. When we first moved to our house, I really, really wanted to be able to grow a garden. We really couldn't afford it yet, and there was a lot of stuff going on, and so I needed to wait a little bit. I was outside and I was weeding, and it was just this really peaceful evening, and it was just that sort of golden hour glow and just wonderful. And I was sitting there and I was pulling it, and I thought, okay, so I'll wait. And so I just took care of things, and I waited, and I expected that it would come because I felt like I'd been promised that it would. And I totally had forgotten that I'd given my kids these beans to play with, like sensory play, and they had scattered them everywhere, far and wide. And then they had scattered bird seed everywhere, far and wide, and just had lots and lots of fun with it. And later that summer, we had like bean plants coming out of our ears. It came to us. And then we got the bird seed, and it just kept coming, you know. And then the more that we learned about what we had locally, the more we realized how rich and bounteous it already was. We just researched the edible weeds in our area, you know, because they weren't weeds, actually they were treasures, and it's incredible. So expect that those blessings will come, because God gave us this earth for abundance, and it is super abundant. One of the things we talk about with our kids, like for early American history, is how tricky it must have been for those early settlers, because they didn't understand about the things that they had completely everywhere surrounding them. My history teacher, when I was a teenager, said, you know, there were deer in the forest, and there were, you know, edibles in the forest and in the fields and everything, but they didn't realize it. They didn't notice it. And how often are we blind to the treasures that surround us every single day? So it's something that I have heard a lot of Waldorf homeschooling parents talk about, is connecting with nature, even in the city. And you can do it. You can absolutely do it. It's all over the place. You can't escape it. To open your eyes to receive the blessings that are surrounding you. So keep being grateful. Keep expecting it to come. Keep connecting to God and to your children, and to figuring out the things that you need to do in order to experience happiness with them, and peace and joy. So you got this. Peace out and have an awesome day. Thanks.